Today we're talking about how I have nothing to watch on TV now, there is a disturbance in the force, and find out why we keep F5ing a certain product page on Amazon. All this and more. This is Nerds with Mics. That's the old song.
Oh, my bad.
Hey everyone, I'm Justin.
I'm Maxwell.
I am also Maxwell.
I totally fudged up. I'm sorry.
You did. And this is episode 56, recorded on June 28th, 2017. I almost said 2016, but I caught myself
Maxwell's giving us the giggles.
mid-number. I know, he has the giggles tonight.
Yeah.
Nerds with Mics is a podcast about movies, TV shows, games, technology, and much more. Did you know that?
I knew everything but the much more part. I've never heard of
I
that.
know. I have a story I added on there that's mainly technology, but we can kind of count it as much more.
All right.
It's very obscure.
I like that.
So, Maxwell, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Let me tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone's watching to see what you will do. Everybody's working for the weekend.
Oh my gosh, that's
think?
beautiful.
What do you think that means?
I think he's just working.
For the weekend?
Yeah, I think so.
The whole
Oh.
weekend. It sucks too because my girlfriend's two lovely children came in, and we did get to spend one day together, which was nice. But then the whole weekend, I was like, I guess I'm gonna work.
I bet you planned that.
No.
You were like, oh no, I don't
3
wanna
weeks
hang out
into a
with the
new
kids.
job,
I'm
unfortunately,
kidding.
I have no control.
I know.
Oddly, I'm off this weekend. No, not really.
I think it would be great if every week you could tie what you did into a song.
Let's see if we can make it happen.
All right, that'd be great.
Depending
Travis.
on what I sound like when I go back and listen to this.
It was great. What about you?
Yeah, I don't have anything like to sing. I'm kind of
No, sing.
I don't have any
Dance, monkey, dance.
Oh my gosh. This week, honestly, I haven't got to do a whole lot of cool stuff. I watched the season finale of Silicon Valley. Thank you. Other than that, I mean, I've just been doing a lot of work stuff, honestly. I'm just kind of buried at work right now. But it's been a good week. Got the yard mode, got my honey-do list knocked out, so that's good. But on the nerd front, not a whole lot of anything, unfortunately. So, what about you?
Well, the running joke on the show is I don't typically see new movies when they come out.
That's
You
right.
didn't go see a new movie.
I saw the hottest superhero flick in theaters this weekend. It blew Batman v Superman out of the water. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Incredible. Also, my son loved it. He's 3. He knows movies. He knows movies better than anyone.
Probably better than you.
Probably, yeah.
True.
But we saw that. I've been playing a lot of PlayerUnknown Battleground. A lot. And I think that might be it.
All right.
Work, but that's every day.
Oh.
Whack, whack, whack,
and-
whack, whack, whack. I guess that's what I could have said.
You could have said that, yeah.
So I also forgot to say I started watching Silicon Valley, but that's it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, how far did you get?
Like 3 episodes in or something. I love it already.
All
Who's
right.
your favorite character so far? It's got to be Guilfoyle.
Guilfoyle's great.
Thomas Middleditch.
Oh, he's good too.
Yeah.
So now I'm afraid I don't really want to talk about the finale.
Yeah, don't do that because it'll ruin it for me.
We'll talk about it, but we won't ruin anything.
Yeah, we won't give away details.
Okay.
Okay, so let's jump into some movie and TV news, and I will start off. I mentioned at the beginning that I had nothing to watch. Better Call Saul ended last week. It was great and sad and heartbreaking. Fargo ended Wednesday. It was satisfying and heartbreaking. And no, so there was a rumor I felt like you were rubbing it in my face almost that season 3 was going to be the last season. Now, I really felt like you were rubbing it in my face.
I might have been.
Well, guess what? Noah Hawley, quote, said, "Please don't tell people this is the end." He says he does intend to make a new season. He just doesn't know exactly when. He's currently making season 2 of Legion and a couple of movies. He says, though, look for it maybe in about 3 years.
Wow.
So I'll take it.
That's
Hey.
crazy, though.
Well, it's usually 2 years between each season of Fargo.
And it's always a different story, but takes place kind of in the same town, right?
But the finale was tense. It was sad.
Did you say
It wa-
tense?
tense. It was very
I
tense.
totally heard the word tits, and I was like,
It was tense.
I'm real
No.
confused, but also
That kinda
really
reminds
into
me
this
of-
show now.
Yeah, it's kind of like last week when we thought Maxwell said dick sites.
We did. It was very tense. Very moments of tenseness.
You ever heard of bad tense?
I want to be the mayor of Tent City.
This is the best. But it was very good, and it. I don't know what to say without giving away a lot. Because do you intend to watch it?
Yes, at some point.
A character from season 1 shows up, and it's a great character.
Okay.
And he forms a kind of a working relationship with another character, and it's just a great dynamic, and it's just such a good season. What started off as the first 2 episodes are pretty slow, and man, it just picked it up, and it was just greatness as always. I never should have doubted it. So
Yeah.
I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Ooh,
Oh.
Yeah, the whole season.
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we want to say about the Silicon Valley finale?
First of all, I was confused. Are we watching? Cover your ears real quick.
All right, but I'm just making the sound louder with my headphones.
Were we watching Silicon Valley or Breaking Bad? Because somebody sure broke bad, it seems like.
Yeah.
But then, kind of reversed it.
Kind of reeled it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's, yeah, you're...
I didn't watch enough Breaking Bad, so I think I'm fine.
Okay, you're fine.
And drug
Yeah.
use is already a big thing in the beginning, so...
No, we're not talking about drug use. Okay, so I kind of feel...
It's hard for you to have this conversation.
I
It
don't
is,
think
yeah.
it's going to ruin anything for me. I don't think this is
It
the kind
won't.
of show that
It
will.
won't.
be
So
ruined.
basically, we're backed up like another season for Richard versus Gavin again.
Yeah.
But Richard has this whole new confidence about him. The plan worked with the stupid refrigerators.
Yeah, but that wasn't planned, though.
The Jin Yang hot dog app, you can actually download it on your phone.
Seriously?
Hot dog, not hot dog.
That's awesome.
It's hilarious.
Now, it's obviously in public news, and I think we talked about it, so
Yeah.
this isn't going to ruin anything for Maxwell. And we don't have to go into detail, but were you not let down by T.J.
Yes.
Miller's send-off?
I absolutely was. It was a cop out. It was crappy. But at the same time, like, I was disappointed, but at the same time, I feel like in that situation, that's what would happen to him.
If you read, I think I sent you guys the article about him leaving and him finally venting about like some of the people that he worked with, like the fact that he wasn't getting along with Middleditch. Like, I just think that by that point in the show, like he just wanted to be out of it.
Yeah. And the thing with TJ Miller is he is now, like, which is odd that it's him, but he is like a superstar now.
Yeah.
Like, he is leading movie. Actually, I was listening to the Nerdist podcast with him, and basically one of the reasons why he left Silicon Valley was because of Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Him and Spielberg are doing Ready Player One together, and Spielberg was like, well, I'd like for you to do some more things. And he's like, well, I'm tied up in this show.
Is that like an 80s type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so Spielberg, Office Christmas Party?
Yeah.
Spielberg had it arranged for him to lead that movie to see if he could carry a movie.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the only reason he was in that movie, was to see if he could lead a box
Did
office
he do
hit.
that movie?
No, but he had it arranged for him
Oh,
to lead it.
Wait,
Yeah.
so he's the lead in that?
Like one of 3, but
Okay,
yeah,
I
it's
was gonna
him,
say, 'cause the previews
Bateman, and
definitely have Bateman.
it's like him, Bateman, and Jennifer Aniston are like
Yeah.
share it equally, pretty
Yeah.
much. But
Well, that's cool.
but yeah, so him and Spielberg are like bros, which is weird.
It's really weird. Like,
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing kind of like what happens for him. I mean, I hate to see him leave the show,
Yeah.
but I also would hate for him to be there and like be miserable, and you could just tell he's not into that character.
And I don't
anymore.
want to sound like a jerk because I think everyone on that show is extremely talented. But in like 10 years, I think T.J. Miller will be the one still actively working
I
more.
agree.
So, I mean, I think they all will, but I think he'll be the household name still,
Yeah.
if any of them are.
Yeah, I agree. Maxwell, you want to go ahead and start us off with some.
Speaking of T.J.
movie
Miller, he
news?
was in the Transformers movie, the first one with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I did not know
he's
that.
in it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Someone he was in another movie. Crap, I can't remember what. It totally surprised me though, but it was another Mike Judge movie, and I was like, "Holy crap, he was in that!" But now I can't remember what it was.
That's a great
So
story.
ignore my comments.
Yeah, I can't get that time back in my life. All right, so
Nope.
the Transformers, the last night, had a huge opening weekend. We talked about this on social media, right? If you guys check that out. Oh wait, I said on social media they had a horrible weekend. See, here's the details on what I'm trying to say. In the United States of America, they in fact had a bad time making just 15 million doll hairs. But in China, they actually managed to pull $41 million in. And it's currently at a 59%, well, it may be lower than that, Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that viewer or...
Viewer, oh yeah, critics can...
Critics, it's like 10.
Yeah. 8, I think, when we originally did this. But so $41 million made in China, $15 million in the U.S. And this is not the first movie that we're seeing this kind of massive take on, and which a little bit later I'll be talking about one like that. So what do you guys think? I mean, this whole China thing is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, so
to get into China, and I feel like this should have been a topic that I typed in some more notes instead of just trying to memorize it, but and to get a movie in China, they only take so many a year, like 15 or something. And it's a big deal to get your movie there. So usually what movies will do, like in one of the previous movies of Transformers, they took place, a part of it in China, and the guy's like drinking the Chinese milk out of the carton. So they'll do things like that. I think Fast and Furious does a bunch of stuff where they try to pull in China to get them to go, hey, you know what? We're in this movie. There's bits of our technology or our buildings or whatever in these films. So they'll do that, which obviously pays off in the long run. I mean, they killed it.
Yeah, so I actually was reading a story very similar to this, and I think the story was probably written because of the big delta between how well this movie did in China versus the U.S., but another movie that they used as an example was the World of Warcraft movie.
Yeah.
Like, as far as the U.S., it didn't do that great. As an example, so domestically it did $47 million, but foreign, mostly being China, it did $386 million.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so only 10.9% came from the U.S., 89% of the gross that it made was mostly in China and then the rest of the world, which is crazy.
That is.
And I think that's one of the biggest reasons that we see some of these movies. Now, I think Fast and Furious does not fall into this category because they do well U.S.-based as well. But I think that's one of the reasons we see a lot of these movies that tend to come out and we just think to ourselves, why do they keep making these movies? It's not necessarily for the fact that they're going to do great here. It's the fact they're going to do great in China or other places.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's crazy, though. But yeah, so Justin, over to you, buddy.
All right, so last week, as soon as we hit stop recording and we were wrapping up the show,
Yeah, big news.
major news, huge news. That was a really bad Trump. Huge.
Huge news.
Huge, not fake news. It was revealed that Chris Miller and Phil Lord had been fired from the Han Solo Star Wars movie. And that was crazy because they're several months, weeks into filming, and I think they only had a little bit left. And now they have a new director, Mr. Ron Howard, the voice of Arrested Development.
Also known as O.P. Taylor.
Yeah, also known as Ron Howard. So yeah, we did a little Facebook Live video to break that news. You heard it here first because we heard it from somewhere else. And then
Sure they didn't just email us directly? Oh, okay.
but yeah, that was a big deal. What do you guys think? Are we in trouble? Not us, but as fans.
Well, and that goes into a little bit that I have on this, so I think we could tie this all together. Because sources that are close to the project, and I mean real close, Mr. Eldon... Is that how you say his name,
Okay.
I think?
I think that's how
The
he
guy
says
that's
it.
playing
Yeah.
Han Solo. So he voiced his concerns with the way Miller and Lord were taking things early on. And statements say that they were making Han Solo more of a screwball comedy, which is fucking stupid. It was likened to that of Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura. And to make matters worse, they hired an acting coach for Alden, which, in all fairness, isn't actually an unusual thing for a movie to do. But this happened very late in the game, following Ron Howard's plan for 5 weeks of reshoots.
I'd also heard that like when the executives stopped by, they only had like, which I'm not familiar with like a Hollywood movie set because I'm just a dude from a small town who doesn't go to movie sets. But I guess they'd had it set up for like 3 or 4 angles, and I guess Disney like demands like 15 to 20. So
Well-
there's like no room for error with editing if you have more, but they kept it very small.
Yeah. So basically, with movies, they have what are called dailies. So it's things like executives or whoever will come in and they'll see these little daily clips and kind of get an idea of where the movie's going. With this one, like you were saying, they would only shoot like a couple versus many that they were supposed to. But to make it worse, they were really supposed to follow the script. Well, they would shoot like one time with the words the way the script was written, and then they would do like 10 versions that were the actors just trying to like ad lib,
Yeah.
which apparently is not okay with Disney.
Yeah, it just makes it sound like they're taking a lot of the creative freedom, I guess, away. One of the interesting things, though, so evidently Chris Miller and Phil Lord was contacted by Warner Brothers after finding out they were exiting from this to see if they would be interested in directing a new one of the new Flash movies.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
they're talented guys.
I think they were supposed to do Flash, but they took on this Han Solo instead. But now I think they might get it back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Ron Howard will make it great. I think they'll delay the crap out of this thing until it's right.
Not coming out in May.
I don't think it will, but I am now skeptical. It kind of has that dark cloud hanging over it, and
I know one of the big things, too, and one of y'all may have mentioned it because I may have zoned out, but...
that never happens.
Is it they felt like it was being rushed. Like there was a hard date set, and they just felt like it was being rushed too much, too.
I don't think I'd heard that.
I read it in that article that was sent out.
Yeah, and I know in that article they talked about how those guys one day specifically sat in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon until 1 p.m. saying that they weren't going to shoot anything until then, when they should have been shooting up like 50 scenes by then.
Yeah.
So who knows?
I did hear one thing, and it could have just been one of those attention-grabbing headlines, but if they were 90% done with the movie, they actually still hold all creative control,
right?
As far as editing goes.
Yeah, Ron Howard's name might not even show up in this, which Ant-Man was, I think, very similar, because it still says that, oh God, what's his name? Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright.
That it still says that it's like his film, but apparently he won't even watch the thing, and he left it because of like creative differences, which is the term that gets.
What I had heard is that they can actually go into the editing room though and change stuff.
Yeah.
And so that way they said, I think the headline was, we might get 2 Han Solo movies, the Chris Miller Phil Lord version and then the Ron Howard version. But let's face it, that's not going to happen.
Right.
No.
They will stop that. Disney will stop that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Maxwell, you have another story for us?
Do I? I do. Hey, Justin, you like David Fincher, right?
He's one of the greatest,
Okay.
except for that one movie he did.
7?
What? That was amazing.
All right, well, go watch Alien 3 and quit being a little bitch. But you'll be happy to hear that they are pulling him in to make the World War Z sequel.
Did he do the first one?
No,
Who did the first one?
I don't know. He may have done the first
I'll look
one,
it up.
honestly. I don't know.
I just know his
think he did.
muse, Brad Pitt, was in it, so
Oh, that's
I wasn't
right.
sure.
It's his boy.
yeah.
His boy.
Mark Forster.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Dumb name. He did Quantum of Solace, the worst Daniel Craig Bond movie. So
And then Finding Neverland. That's a great movie.
that's okay. Stranger Than Fiction was good.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be a pretty good zombie movie.
Did
then.
you watch the first one?
Which one? World War Z. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I always have to ask because I'm not really sure if it doesn't make you laugh if you've seen it. Because you only watch
comedies. Yep.
Yeah. You like how the wheel's just spinning. Like, how you mean?
That wasn't funny,
you
so I
mean?
don't understand what you mean.
No, I do.
That fake laugh. You're stupid.
I enjoyed the first one. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say Damon Lindelof went in and fixed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, sure.
From Lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Justin, do you want to go ahead and take us into our next section?
We've got friends here. What they have to say? No, I'm kidding. We have a lot of good friends here at Nerds with Mics, and they have a message they would like to share with you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Mystique Siren. I am partnering up with the guys at Nerds with Mics, and I stream on Twitch. You guys can follow me at twitch.tv/Mystique Siren. It's spelled with a Q and not a C. like Travis has told you 12 times. But you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I always post whenever I go live, so you guys know and you don't ever miss a stream. I mainly stream Destiny. Don't let Justin tell you that it sucks, because it definitely rocks. It's awesome. Just come hang out with me in my stream, and I'll show you the ways. Don't worry. But I also stream Battlefield, Overwatch, and Borderlands. MMOs, RPGs, first-person shooters. I love them. So I will see you there. So just follow. Thanks. Bye.
Nick from the NB Experience YouTube channel. Do you like new and retro video games? Do you like to laugh at stupid and inappropriate things? Do you like to watch people fail more often than not? If you answered yes to any or all or even none of these questions, check out the NB Experience on YouTube, VidMe, Twitch, and Twitter. I feature a wide variety of games, from Pokemon to Super Smash Bros. To Shaq Fu. Subscribe to the NB Experience for this and much.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Two Guys with Raging Goals. I'm Mikey and this is Adam, and every Friday, we bring you a conversational podcast where we put together this set.
Yes.
We do real good work here.
Yep.
There we go, Pikachu.
Hallelujah.
Every Friday, we bring a conversation to this table, and we discuss it for your enjoyment.
Yes.
If you like that, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at Two Guys with Raging Goals. You can also head on over to patreon.com/2guysraging. Throw us a couple bucks, keep the lights on, get exclusive perks like the all-new Harry Potter series, Muggles at Large. You can also listen to Adam click a pen like a psychopath.
And we're back. Are we not back yet?
No, we're back.
We can be back.
We're back.
Ba 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 bean dip. Ba 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 bean dip. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, but only our inner circle knows what this
Yeah,
is.
So, Maxwell,
Yeah.
you have a couple of stories, one of which I'm interested in, one of which maybe
You're
not.
really interested in. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll say that.
All right. Let me get going. I remember watching the first Saw movie and telling myself I'll never watch any of the sequels. And I didn't, mind you. I remember the guy cutting his foot off at the end of the first one. I just wanted to barf out of my butt. So I'm glad they decided to finish off with Saw, the final chapter, which was in 3D, and I can't imagine that shit in 3D. That was back in 2010, so thankfully the movie franchise is over. But like everything these days, they just won't kill off these terrible movies. Like Transformers. This October, they are releasing a film that takes place 7 years after the final chapter. It's fitting, I guess, because it comes out 7 years later. It's called Jigsaw. So if you're Swedish chef, if you're one of those people that just loves that gory, disgusting stuff, be excited for October.
No.
That's not me. You guys? Did you watch the
Pass.
sequels?
I watched them, but that was when I was much younger and dumber. And then I saw The Strangers and found out what real horror was.
Right.
Not really. That's not real horror.
I mean,
but
scary
it's
movie versus like a...
Are you
gore, yeah.
Are you talking about when you sit on your hand till it goes numb? Is
I don't need to do that when your mom's around.
Sorry, Mom.
She's no stranger, though.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
love
I didn't
this
actually
show.
watch all the sequels. I think I maybe watched up till 3 or 4. But
I watched them all, and then the final chapter was my breaking point. I rented 2 movies. I rented that one and Paranormal Activity, and I got about 5 minutes into Saw, the final chapter, and said, "Nope, this is stupid."
Too
and put
gory?
in Paranormal Activity. It was just dumb.
Just dumb.
Like, it was 2 dudes fighting over a girl, and like there was a saw going back and
I
forth.
don't think that was
2 dudes?
Saw.
You said 2
It was
dudes
2
fighting
dudes
over a girl.
and a girl.
Chinese finger trap. 2 dudes
Basically, they have to
fighting
save
over
her.
a girl.
They have to save her, but the saw ends up cutting her in half.
I think it's called the
Ah.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
That might be. I
You
might
ever
have
been to Paris?
Huh?
You want to see the Eiffel Tower?
Shut
Oh,
up.
okay. Anyways,
No, that's really how the
Maxwell.
movie started.
Let
Now,
me get
the
into
story
some
I-
better news.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think this is something we're all excited for.
All right.
Yes.
So Baby Driver comes out Thursday, the day you're listening to this most likely. And the lead star, Ansel Elgort. Ansel Elgort. That's the right way. I'm sorry.
That's pretty.
It
sure
sounds like he
first
lives.
time.
It sounds like he lives in a bell tower in Nostradam.
Well, he is already being cast as a young JFK in a movie titled Mayday 109, 109er, who will focus on his days as a Nazi. Not many people knew that he was a Nazi captain. A Navy
Not
captain.
many people know about the Nazi.
Yeah, during World War II. So JFK, World War II, Navy captain, played by Enzo.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
So I don't know if it'll end with him like running for presidency, I guess. Because it's focusing on the earlier days, which is be pretty neat. Maybe we'll get a sequel.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I would love to see what he. I think we all are interested.
Don't go there.
Don't.
Figure
Just
out
stop.
what
Just
he-
stop.
What are you talking about? I'm just saying.
We're going to watch after Travis edits the video and the Zapruder film's going to play across the...
No. I was just gonna say I'm just really interested to find out what he did during his Nazi days. That's all.
Nazi days.
That's all. That's all I was gonna
Oh my
say.
gosh.
I don't know what you thought I was gonna say. I have a heart. Anyways, so who's seen Hollow Man? Anybody here?
Me.
Anybody know what the best part of
Kevin's Bacon
Hollow
Bacon.
Man is? Kevin Bacon's thermal wang. Anyways,
Not seen that.
Kevin Bacon is returning to his role as Valentine McKee in the TV series Tremors. We all know that obviously the first Tremors movie. Maxwell, was he was only in the
Only in
first,
the
or was he in
first
first? Yeah, so he was in the first one. I think they made. We were
total of
surprised. A total of 5, yeah. And we're just really interested to actually find out that Kevin Bacon has confirmed that he is actually going to be in the TV show.
Which
is
I
crazy.
feel like it's probably going to be like episode 1 pilot or whatever, and then we're all disappointed afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Because one interesting thing that he said during an interview is that this is the only character throughout his whole career that he ever thought about revisiting. Which is
What?
really revisiting.
Oh. I thought you said reventing.
I just really love that Tremors movie.
No, yeah. Yeah,
It
you think
was
he
a
just
good
got,
movie, especially for its time, but like
Yeah.
that is very interesting. Out of everything he's done, that's what he wants to go back and try out. Not Footloose.
Yeah. And evidently he was kind of curious because the director, he was kind of curious because it's been like 25 years it's passed since he's played that role. And he was just really curious to see what they could do with that character after 25 years, like whether he's crazy or whatever. So it'll be interesting to kind of see. So
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's
Especially
talk-
if it lets all the other 4 movies like follow in the same timeline or whatever, or if it ignores them, which would be good.
yeah, so why don't you give us some interesting news about one of Justin's favorite individuals?
And you'll have to go into why she's your
Justin
favorite at
will.
the end of it. All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez took to Instagram to warn that if the Fast and Furious franchise doesn't show some love to the female cast, then she may part ways. We aren't sure if she means salary or time on screen, but I'll say it's probably both. You guys done pantomiming over there? So it's no secret that women aren't paid as well in Hollywood, and I don't recall her having that big of a part in the last movie compared to others.
Yeah. Yeah, so Justin, why don't you tell us what is it that you have against her?
I hate Michelle Rodriguez.
Okay.
She, it's no secrets that I am a big Lost fan.
And as am I.
She had a stint on the show
Yeah.
where she arguably made it worse.
Season 2, right?
Yep. That was also the worst season, if you ask me.
Yeah, lots of backstabbing.
But I hated her. And it's just one of those things where, like, I still hate them. Like, so
You
Brett,
just-
like,
You just hate her character, right?
I hated her as a result of it, though. I feel like she is that character. I feel like anytime I've seen her on TV, she is that character.
So you never saw Resident Evil?
No. I try to only stick to good movies, but
That's fair.
so like Bradley Cooper in Wedding Crashers, I hated that dude for a while.
Yeah, me too.
He was the worst.
Yeah.
He was the
Oh
worst.
my god, that just shows how well they did at their job, though.
Maybe, but I feel like she never stopped doing that job. But anyway, that's the only reason I hate her. She was a
Yeah.
butthole.
That's why I'm glad I never really saw John Lithgow in any of his like villain roles, which he did a lot of.
Dude.
Until after Third Rock from the Sun, because then I would have been like, I don't like this guy, because Third Rock from the Sun was so good.
Okay, listen, do me a favor. When you get done here,
Yeah.
after we're done with
Go
this
watch
show.
Cliffhanger and remember how he
No,
was a
no,
villain. Oh.
no. Just you don't even need to watch the other seasons. Just watch season 4 of Dexter. It's on Netflix. and he is phenomenal. I think he won an Emmy for him being a villain that season.
That's awesome.
He is the best villain that show has ever had. It was the best season that show ever had.
Crazy that he's so good at being a villain, but then so fantastic at comedy. Like that trial and error show, he killed it, man.
Yeah, he's chilling in that show. Like, you gotta just watch it. It's the best.
It is the best. You know what else?
Did you see that?
What?
Dexter?
No. But you know what else is the best? Batman. Batman's the best.
Unless it's Ben Affleck, but yeah.
You what? You don't like Batman? Oh, I forgot
He just doesn't like that movie.
You're caught up on them Nolan movies.
Right now, there's two Batmen, and Will Arnett's the better of the two.
You and your son would probably agree. Anyways, so the next standalone Batman movie will be an emotional noir-style detective movie, which sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, back to the roots.
Back to the roots. There's actually a chance to do an almost noir-driven detective version of Batman that is in the point of view driven in a very powerful way, the director says. It says that will hopefully be able to connect you what's going on inside of Bruce's head, but also his heart, which sounds really corny to say.
Yeah, I was just like, can you amp up the cheese a little bit more?
Yeah, I didn't say that. That was just a direct quote from
the guy who's making the movie.
Yeah, I am kind of interested to see, though, because in we know Batman as being like the world's greatest detective, but how often do we actually see him doing detective work?
In the Arkham games.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
much
meant movie-wise, but you know what I mean. So it should be really interesting. However, what is also interesting is that the new... I don't know how that got there.
That's what she said.
I have no idea, but it's going away. So Maxwell, go ahead.
All right. Well, speaking of Batman, Travis, you remember that kid that plays Jerome in Gotham?
Yes.
His name is Cameron Monaghan. And he took to Twitter to let Sony know that it would be a dream come true for him to be cast as Carnage in the new Venom movie. And honestly,
spoiler,
that would be incredible.
Wait, spoiler alert, Carnage is going to be the new villain in the Venom movie?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or as some would say, Carnage.
Oh, okay.
But they would be wrong because it's Carnage. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Question, you guys love Gotham, though, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
If he gets this role, he can't do Gotham anymore. Marvel has it locked down to where they can't jump over.
I don't know if that's true at all.
It is. They just last week I read that. Yes,
he's making it
from
up.
Fox News.
You have to be
and
making it up, 'cause I feel like there's already people that have done that.
No, but
and
now
the directors are doing
now.
Joss Whedon.
Directors,
Is it to keep people like Tom Hardy from?
I guess, yeah.
Because Tom Hardy was.
It's a Marvel thing. It's not a DC thing. It's a Marvel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
had people pick sides, huh?
Yeah.
Oh well, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of interesting, let's get into some gaming and tech news because we have a bunch. Maxwell, I believe you have the first story. Or not.
I do, yep. It says Maxwell, you little bitch, next to the article. So that's me. So one of our listeners / Facebook followers, Justin Zwerner, sent us I probably said that wrong, but it looks like Zwerner. Sent us an article about the HoloLens. I mean, I've pronounced every other name that I've said right so far, so I'm sure I nailed it, right? Justin Zwerner. Anyway, on to the point of this whole shit.
It's a train wreck.
He sent us an article about the HoloLens created by... What if I fucking nailed this name and all the ones I intentionally messed up? Abhishek Singh.
I think that's right.
A spectacular take on Super Mario using augmented reality. The video shows Singh in Central Park, but with all the familiarity of the first level of the NES Classic, complete with mushrooms, fireballs, and Goombas. This is exactly why I want AR over VR. You're waiting for me to finish the reading. That's so funny.
It really takes you to the game beyond expectations.
That's right.
Yeah, I actually watched the video. I thought it was really interesting because he's because they shoot it two different ways. Like they show him like kind of from the side scrolling aspect, like what he actually looks like, and then it's like him like going towards, and it's really cool looking. You actually do that. And there's also hand gestures and stuff built in to do stuff, and It's a really neat concept. I think it's something that it makes augmented reality seem more and more exciting, I think, than what we've probably seen in the past.
Yeah, when he walks up to basically like the holes in the levels where you would like fall
and
down,
he's, like, looking over.
Even watching it, it looks like I would have total like fear of that actually being a hole.
I was watching some
That's what she
HoloLens
said.
demos, and what?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Just nothing.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I was watching some HoloLens demos, and there was one really cool thing. It kind of, I know it's gonna sound, you guys are laughing, but it reminded me of Siege, because like it was like a first-person shooter, but like from his actual first person. But he's walking through his house, and like people are turning around like doorways and stuff.
That's kind of
There's
cool.
like a party game thing that you can meet up with other friends, and it was a zombie game, but it's a whole building set up, but they have so any of the pillars that are in there for like structural integrity or whatever. They're padded and stuff, so you can run into them. But they're also integrated into the game, so you'll see them there.
Yeah.
So if you run up to hide behind it, like you're gonna feel it, which is super cool. But
That is cool.
It's you and other friends, and you got these big backpacks on for like power and stuff. But it's full on friendly AR/VR.
I had to do all of that.
You sent us the video. I watched it. Justin probably didn't. But it had that part where he's like walking across that board and he's like looking down and stuff. I think the heights thing is what would scare me the most. Kind of to your point, like when he's playing that Mario game, like you actually watch the mushroom like go past him and fall down the hole, and you can see it like falling.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And I think that's
All right.
where like AR versus VR separates. So virtual reality, if it doesn't put your feet in the game or looking down, you don't get that like connection to it. Where obviously AR, you're looking at your real body. Yeah, that would be disorienting.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys.
I have some news about Anthem.
No, that's my story. So, guys, I know we're all excited for Anthem, okay? And if I give you this news and you tell me you already know, I'm going to be really upset. Because I seen it today. I was like, I bet you these guys don't know this. Did you guys know, if I was to say the name Drew... How would you pronounce that?
Karpyshyn?
Karpyshyn. If I was to say the name Drew Karpyshyn, would any of you know
Obviously
who that
no.
is?
He was the lead developer on Mass Effect.
What?
I'm just making it up.
Oh.
I'm trying to...
You sounded like
Close.
IMDb again.
Close. He wrote the story for the first two Mass Effect games, and he also wrote the story for the original Knights of the Old Republic.
For real?
And he's going to be the writer in the Anthem game.
Well,
I'm sold.
Yep.
That's all I need.
Done deal.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Now,
so neither one of you knew that, right?
If
No, I didn't know that.
we can make life a perfect world if Drew gets involved and then the animation team behind
You looking it up?
the new
I wanna
Mass
see this
Effect Andromeda gets involved for the character animations of the face and
Yeah,
the running
that's
style.
Yeah, I think this... I guess the game kind of reminds me if Mass Effect was multiplayer in an open world. That's kind of what Anthem reminds me of
Which
a
is
little
what
bit.
I wanted for the longest time in the world.
Yeah, and it looks like from the trailer that we watched, I'm sure all of us watched it, but there's like different like classes and stuff or different loadouts and stuff, which is really, really cool.
Yep.
So I'm looking really
He also
forward-
did Jade Empire.
which was also a BioWare game. So yeah,
good.
dude, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this game. So, all right, Justin, you want to talk to us about some Reddit stuff?
So, to bring up E3 for a third week in a row, maybe fourth, I don't know. I'm losing track. One of the games I wanted to see more than anything was Splinter Cell. Well, during a Reddit AMA, Ubisoft CEO, Travis, you know this name. How do you say it?
Yals Guillemot.
I don't think that's right.
Well, the first name is Yves because it's like
Yves.
the cologne fashion brand.
Yves Guillemot.
Yeah, I was
Guillemot.
close.
Guillemot.
I got it.
Yves, I don't know. He expressed his love for the Splinter Cell franchise, and he did confirm they were in the very early stages of a new game. He said that they were still reviewing story concepts, and they would eventually choose one, but we would have to wait a while before we got to actually see anything.
I just want it to have, number one, Michael Ironside back as Sam Fisher.
Same.
So they need to get that done before he dies.
Yep. Clock's ticking.
Yep. Yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
I want a new Splinter Cell game. My body is ready. Let me ask you something, Justin. I already know the answer to this, so I don't know why I'm going to ask. If you had to choose, new Splinter Cell or new SOCOM?
SOCOM.
Okay, I don't know why I asked.
All day or a day.
Man, I will have to say, and Maxwell will probably agree, the SOCOM community is passionate and hardcore about some SOCOM.
Thank you for your passion.
Gosh, yes, it's like our
That's
number
what-
one hit article.
When they sent that letter to Yoshida, he responded with "Thank you for your passion." That was like it.
He's like, I'm too busy making this party game.
I'm too busy making Crash Bandicoot come back.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Good
true.
luck. But
I
was gonna say with that like really short response, it reminded me of George Lucas being interviewed about Ron Howard taking over for the Han Solo thing and what he thought, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it'll be fine." And then he said, "Well, what do you think about oh shit, Luke Skywalker,
Some
Luke
reporter.
Skywalker, his name
Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill finally getting a star on the Walk of Fame, and he goes, "Yeah, that's fine."
Does he not
Like
have one?
everything he said was just like super short, and it's like
I think he's just
I don't know, like
pissy.
he wants this franchise back.
Yeah. It's probably he probably feels the same way as Marvel does when they got rid of like X-Men and Spider-Man all those years ago.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could really do well with some X-Men movies.
Yeah. All right, so just real quick. So Nintendo Switch update. So Nintendo Switch has actually sold 1 million units in Japan, which is no surprise.
That's a lot
But
of units.
It is a lot of units. But what the surprise is, to put that in perspective, this did the same amount of this took the same amount of time as the GameCube did to hit 1 million, which was like I think like 17 weeks. That's what it is. I left that out of the notes, but I just remembered. So it took 17 weeks to sell 1 million
Reliable.
units. Yeah. Yeah. So this is on the same pace as the GameCube, and you're dead to me. And
Like,
however,
I almost thought about.
which I hate you so much. Anyways, all right. But you always think of PS4, and you always think that like Japan is like the home turf for PS4, right? Because it's made in Japan, right?
I've never really thought about the PS4, I guess, because it's kind of insignificant.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Tell that to the 60 million player base that has
I'm
one.
just kidding.
Anyways,
God bless.
it took 49 weeks for the PS4 to reach 1 million units in Japan.
How long?
49 weeks, and it took the Switch 17 weeks.
Almost a whole year.
Yeah, which is crazy. The most popular games in Japan right now: Mario Kart's number 1, Zelda's number 2.
Yeah, the 5 games that are out.
1-2 Switch, which surprised me. Of course, it's been out longer. ARMS, and then Bomberman.
Yeah.
So now the big news.
Oh,
Are you saying that to the work song?
No, but I can if you want me to.
big news.
big news.
Oh my god.
Talk about the Super Nintendo. All right, I don't know whose story this is, but go ahead.
It was mine.
It's all of our story. 'cause we
Oh,
all
okay. I
love it.
couldn't tell by lack of Maxwell name on it. I didn't know.
Oh, I remember nothing about
Yeah.
this except typing all the bullet points at the end. That's what I remember. Not even
All
all
right.
of them.
Okay, well, if you want me to
Most
hold
of
your
them.
hand, I will.
So who's taking this?
I'll do it. So, with the Super Nintendo Classic coming out.
It's coming out? You didn't say that anyone announced it.
Oh, it's coming out.
Okay.
It's coming out.
Lots of songs in this
I
episode.
want the world to
Now.
now. All right, September 29th for 80 doll hairs.
Oh my gosh.
Not dollars. You're going to have to bring trolls to the store
Yes.
and give them 80
Pluck
doll
their
hairs.
hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Individually.
So we now have a list of games to be prepared for, guys.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
All right,
I want you to
so
read all
number
of
one-
them and then tell me what those games are about.
Okay.
I want,
So-
yeah.
Contra 3, The Alien Wars,
Oh.
Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course.
I wish so
The Legends
badly we
of
would've
Zelda:
put a
A
fake
Link to
game
the
in there.
Past, Mega Man X, The Secret of Mana, Star Fox 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighter, Super Castlevania 6, 7, 4.
Those damn Roman
That's-
numerals.
Yeah, they're the worst. Super
Super
Ghost of Ghouls,
Castlevania, A New Hope.
Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island.
That list sure sounds super.
Now let's go back to the top and talk about what each one of these are. No, I'm just kidding.
First of all, can we do a quick Roman numeral test real quick?
No, let's not.
What's the X? What's that
That's
mean?
10.
Okay.
All right, so
That's 10.
it's going to come with... Yeah, the controllers are 2 feet longer than the NES Classic because the NES Classic controllers
I remember
were
writing
3
that.
feet.
So you can.
Now they're 5 feet. Yeah, It comes with and HDMI cable. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Maxwell, but I read it.
You put it in the teleprompter, he'll read it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Ron.
I'm Ron Burgundy. All right. They will ship more than the NES Classic, which let's hope so.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you that already in the UK, they went up for pre-orders, and they sold out within minutes.
But if you go to eBay, you can buy them for $300.
That's so stupid.
So you're not out of luck yet.
Star Fox 2, you may have heard me read that, but nobody's ever played it, because guess what, guys?
What?
It was never released. So that can make the system worth getting so long as it's as good as the first. Did you guys play the
fucking
first Star?
read words off a screen now instead of just talking, were you?
Listen, guys.
It sounded
I'm
so
not
natural.
I'm not even gonna read it anymore. I'm just being you from last week, Max. So shut up. All right. So you have to beat the first level of Star Fox in order to unlock the sequel, but that's easy enough, guys. That's so easy. Okay. But my question is, guys.
What is it?
My question is.
Tell me.
I'll tell you.
I can't wait to hear.
What games would you all like to see with your own eyes? I'm not going to start. Justin, over to you.
I would really like. So basically, they hit most of my favorites, but I'd really like to see the Super Star Wars games. They made one for each of the original trilogy movies,
And they're incredibly hard.
they are super hard. And then Super Nintendo hard. Batman Returns. I know it. I can't remember if it was a good game or if it's just nostalgia creeping in, but I really would like to play that again. Super Mario All Stars, and of course, my favorite Bill Clinton video game, NBA Jam.
He's
Yeah,
on
when you can
fire.
Yeah. Arkansas.
A boom shakalaka.
He's heating up.
All right, Maxwell. Speaking of heating up, why don't you give me your games?
Gradius, what is that? 8, 3, 2, 4, 5. Gradius, I. The Lost Vikings, which is fucking great. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, but. And Metal Warriors, which is a super great game. Super.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, I have the best games. That's why you all couldn't put them down.
Did you not write them down?
No, I did.
Oh,
ActRaiser.
I've never heard of it.
yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Earthworm Jim.
Loved it.
Ow!
Catched all the
Ow.
puppies with the.
Uh-huh. Okay, Pilot Wings. Y'all may have heard of that.
Yeah.
The Legend of Mystical Ninja.
No, I never put that one.
It's amazing.
Okay, I believe you.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time.
Yeah, how did we not get that on there? It's not a true Nintendo
No.
game. Oh wait,
How many
are all of
games did
these like any like Nintendo franchised games at the time?
Yes.
How many games did the NES Classic have? Do we know?
I'm not sure. As many as you added to it after the fact. Yeah, but I don't know.
Oh, I thought we were
I
looking
think
that up.
that.
I
Oh,
am.
he's looking it up. I'm just trying to buy some time because I do have a question for you guys.
Buy all that time you need.
Yeah. So, do you guys think they're missing a market by not making these things able to connect to some sort of Wi-Fi in a digital store?
Real quick, 30 games. Go on.
Okay. So there's more on the NES Classic than there is on
What
the
was that noise?
Super Nintendo. I don't know. That was him going.
Oh,
I didn't
Not. I don't know. Anyways, do you guys think they're missing a market by not
Yes.
doing this, or do you think the reason they're not doing it is because they're eventually going to bring the whole virtual console in the year 2020 to the Switch?
They can barely get online stuff right with their main consoles now. I don't even think that they're even trying. I think it would just be a mistake.
Yeah, I mean you're absolutely right. Actually, why I want this to have online access? And I'm not going to take your idea because I know what that is. Mine is I want online 2-player co-op because that's the world we live in. Because I can't just come over to your house and play, especially when you're adults. And 2, I want like scoreboards. I mean, a lot of those games used to have points, so it'd be cool to just compete with your friends.
Yeah, I want achievements.
Come to Xbox.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, does anybody have anything else to add?
You
Justin,
want
why
to
don't
be able to download more games to it.
Yes.
That's what you
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and let's take us into our next section, bro.
Well, guys,
And now it's time for Rapid Fire.
Sir Jedi Panda, as he's known on Reddit, created one of the most badass posters for a Star Wars spin-off of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's done in the art style of a spaghetti western. Lucasfilms currently has no plans for this movie to actually exist. We finally get to see Hugh Jackman back on the big screen December 25th. But this time as P.T. Barnum from Barnum and Bailey Circus. The film is titled The Greatest Showman. Everyone's favorite movie, Avatar, is knowingly getting many sequels, but Part 2 may melt our minds with glasses-free 3D. We will find out December 2020 if we still care by then. Han Solo might turn out to be a piece of trash film if Ron Howard doesn't have enough time to save it, but it may get us in theaters by putting Jabba the Hutt in it. In the last 20 years, Joss Whedon has only missed 2 Comic-Cons, and the second time will be because he has to fix Justice League. That sucks. That may put him out for the next 3 years.
Earlier this year, we told you that the actor who played Rufio in Hook launched a Kickstarter, and we're happy to say that it's now available. Bangarang can be found on Dante Basco's YouTube channel. Brasco, I don't know. Rockstar and Take-Two are softening their stance on the GTA 5 mods, and the modding community is alive again. However, legal action will only happen if you affect the online portion of the game or use copyrighted material like the awesome Iron Man mod. 007 producers wanted to do a spin-off of their films with their other characters because why wouldn't you want to milk that Hollywood cow? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a movie-making machine, as he already has plans for a film called Skyscraper coming July 2018, and the Bumblebee spin-off is taking place in the 80s, may have him in his roots as a Volkswagen Beetle. How cute.
How cute. And all you Downton Abbey fans are going to be super happy to hear that there's a movie in the works. Gal Gadot made $300,000 for each film in the DC universe. While she does get some bonuses based on Wonder Woman, performance is that she rightfully deserves a huge pay cut and increases for future films. Thanks to the Chinese success of The Dog's Purpose, there will be a sequel. However, everyone, get your Twitter accounts out and get ready for the animal abuse. PlayStation games.
Are you being
for
directed
July.
by the ousted directors of the Han Solo movie?
Yes.
You're improvising an awful lot.
So PlayStation Plus games in July are actually killing it. So Until Dawn, Game of Thrones Season Pass, which is at a right time because Game of Thrones are about to come back, and a game from the creator of SOCOM, Justin's favorite game, a game called That's You. That's why you're not getting a SOCOM.
No, that's not. Just keep going.
Anyways, Xbox games with gold is going to be in July are Grow Up, Runbow, Kane and Lynch, and Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think is a 360 title.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Kane and Lynch and that.
Oh
Okay,
my God,
very
you have
cool.
to start doing the rapid fire by yourself now.
Yeah.
I want to see you make it through 20 of those things.
Rapid
All right.
fire.
So
It
today,
slowly becomes fake news at the same time.
today we've got in that much more section. I've got one quick news story that I saw and I thought was really neat. An accident left filmmaker Rob Spence blind in one of his eyes when he was a child, and instead of getting a glass eye put in, he now has a camera where his eye used to be. If you look at a picture of him, he looks like the Terminator. He's got like one eye and then one like red glowing eye, and it's crazy looking, but it's awesome. He does say he doesn't use this to document every step of his life, although he does mainly just use it to show off at cyborg conventions, which, yes, that is a real thing.
Cyborg
Now, this
convention's a
does-
thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
So this doesn't actually help him see. He just records video with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's it connected to? Is it just...
He had in the pictures. He had this little thing on his shoulder, which I assumed like it's not digital, it's analog. So it basically transmits a signal to a monitor.
It must straight be from the 80s.
Is it all
It
wireless,
kinda
or
looks
does he have
like it.
stuff running through his skull?
It was hard to tell from the pictures, but it looks like there's a little piece on his shoulder, which I don't know. You'll have to ask the guy.
You'll have to ask the cyborg, Maxwell.
Yes. All right, gentlemen, we finally made it.
Yes.
It's time for
Pick of the week.
Killed it.
Maxwell. I'm really interested by what you put down. Tell me more about
It's
it.
as good as it always is. But you have to go first, because that's the huge.
Crap. All right. Well, mine, I already gave it a 9.5 out of 10 earlier in the episode. But
Fake news.
Mine's Fargo, Season 3. It was beautiful. Watch it.
I made Fargo watch something else.
All right. I don't even know what to say.
Oh, Travis, son of a bitch.
Is that what you're going to put?
Oh, just kidding. Go ahead, Maxwell. I got something else I could put. Go ahead.
You both could share it.
No, it's
Silicon Valley. At least the first 3
Yes.
episodes. After that, anybody's guess. You guys, I know you haven't watched it, so who knows?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Silicon Valley.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah. It's
All
on
right. So
HBO.
HBO.
you were worried about what I was typing, weren't you?
I was.
All right,
I thought the
so-
word job was going to come after that.
No. So there's a show. It's a Hulu original called Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. That show is extremely strange.
Yeah, it is.
It has one of the girls, Rory from the Gilmore Girls. I don't know why I know that. It also has the girl that was played Chuck's girlfriend in the show Chuck.
Also on Dexter.
Yeah, also on Dexter. And then I'm not sure if I recognize any of the other people. Anyways,
Her name, the one girl's name is either
Jovanka.
Kate Moss or Elizabeth Moss.
Yeah.
Or,
Anyways,
I don't know.
the show is extremely weird. It taps into kind of like this cult thing. It's just a really strange show.
Well,
But
isn't
if
the
you
main
look-
girl from
Yeah.
Mad Men?
Goosebumps. Oh, yeah. I think
Yeah,
she
that's
was.
where she is from. Yes.
And I haven't even watched the show, either of them.
I haven't even watched it. Look at you being IMDb today. Incredible. All right. Well, it's time to close with a clap.
We did it.
Go ahead and close us out.
Thank you all for listening. Oh, I thought we were going to keep clapping while I did that. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to hearing from you. As always, you can like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also reach us via email at podcast@nerdswithmikes.com. Check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/nerdswithmikes. Check out our store. You can find a link on our Nerds with Mikes website, nerdswithmikes.com. This is an example of what you can purchase with your hard-earned money. Everything is still on sale because I haven't turned the sale prices off yet because
We haven't sold
business is
anything.
booming. Oh.
Oh, also, if
Yeah.
you
Yep.
or if you know somebody that would like to be partners with us, we have options where they can have their own sweet spot on our website. So go to nerdswithmikes.com and check out the partner section. There's a section that you or your friends can fill out to become partners, and we can share, and you guys can have your little friends section in our show, and vice versa.
Yeah, we're polygamous, so we have room for many partners.
Mm-hmm.
So, isn't that right? Isn't that what you said?
Yep, and as we get more and more, the hole's just going to get bigger and bigger, so we can fit more in there.
This is weird. Oh god. But once again, thank you for listening and watching and donating your hard-earned money to the Patreon and buying all of our merchandise and liking
Yes.
and sharing and subscribing and all the things we've been asking you to do for 56 weeks now. We appreciate it.
You know, I think Maxwell should sing us out. Maxwell?
Maxwell, sing us out. You really sing us in.
Everyone's watching to see what you can do.
You can do
Everyone's looking at you.
at you.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Weekend. One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Fucking nailed that shit.